in order to be a good professional, you have to first be a good human.
Yeah.
So during the course of the program, we also realized that we are creating good humans, good citizens. Internal people understand the company better than somebody coming from outside. Though of course a fresher is a fresher, right? Moldable. Boot camp of 9 days, all of that 9 days starts at 6 in the morning with a jog, ends at 10 in the night. Sometimes an assignment submission is at 12 a.m. and run a program. Whether it is a training program or whether it is a workshop, whatever it is, all that I hear from people is, I did sent out so many messages, I sent out so many posters, nobody turns up.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
How are you?
I am very well, Jigyasa. You look as young as you looked 5 years ago.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks.
Was that 5 or was it 10?
I think it's more. 2016, I think so.
Yeah, close to 10 years. Yeah.
Thanks so much, sir. In fact, you also look so as young as you were
before.
before.
That's because I work with youngsters like you.
Certainly. Well, thanks for removing time for doing this podcast with us. We at Kraft Concept want to understand, how is it that you as a leader with such rich experience of 40 years in the corporate have been able to go hand in hand with sales, leaders, youngsters, and in fact, for the matter, increase the business of Tech Mahindra in turn. So my first question to you is actually going to be for your babies that you launched at Tech Mahindra, AIM and SEAL. AIM, that stands for Achievers in the Making, as you had acronymed it, where you are training people who are in the development and the delivery background who wish to move into the sales background, and SEAL, where it's a boot camp for sales leaders and mid-level leaders getting groomed again on their sales skills and being better leaders. Well, in this context, sir, can you let me know what propelled you to, ensure that the leaders actually are having all the leadership skills and are groomed well, and you are more focused on the freshers. So one is the leader who are experienced, and then the other are the freshers. How is it that you are grooming them to move into those sales leader positions?
Thank you very much. I have to give you a very long-winded answer to this question. There are so many things playing in my mind. First of all, the credit for launching AIM as a program should be given to the then CEO of the company.
Okay.
Because he felt that youngsters, software engineers, were leaving the firm and many of them going to do an MBA program. And when we went to an MBA school to hire, all that they wanted to do was get into sales.
Correct.
So we said, why don't we offer the same opportunity at the firm itself? So that's how this program was launched. We said 1 to 2 years experience, not more, because we felt that the internal operating system of a 1 to 2 year experienced person is moldable. As people grow more and more, experienced, an element of rigidity does come in. So we wanted 1 2 year experience and we groomed them and so on, right? So we did about 13 batches. We did many things: psychometric analysis, interviews, English proficiency, and then we put them through the paces for about 30 days. There was virtual, there was physical, there was post-physical in terms of learning by doing, etc., etc. Yes. And we got some spectacular results because when people went into the market and the leaders looked at them, they said, "Hey, special people." And what really I think stood out is this aspect of what I call as Padi head is there on my T-shirt. Padi head in Hindi, it translates very loosely as it matters to me. If it matters to you, you will do it. Otherwise, you will give an excuse. So we somehow instilled this in those trainees. Did about 13 batches, averaging 25 trainees per batch. About 380, 390 people are there out in the market. And then we realized that, in order to be a good professional, you have to first be a good human.
Yeah.
And so during the course of the program, we also realized that we are creating good humans, good citizens for India, who incidentally were working for Tech Mahindra, right? And the reason why the question to you that you asked me about why internal people, etc., was that internal people understand the company better than somebody coming from outside. Though, of course, a fresher is a fresher, right? Moldable. But people who have spent a couple of years at least know the leaders, know the processes, know the systems, know what is not working also, right? So their adaptability is very high, especially when you're looking at an entry-level salesperson.
Yes.
If you bring somebody from outside, that person anyway takes 6 to 8 months, right, to adapt and all that. Whereas these people adapt very rapidly. And since you have trained them in sales, they hit the ground running, so to speak. That is the aim part of it. SEAL is, of course, sales excellence and leadership. I mean, we wanted to create an acronym to sound SEAL, right? Because it was a boot camp of 9 days. And there, many of the things that we did were, for example, an element of high pressure and unreasonableness, right? Which is probably exactly what, I mean, you've tried to get into SSB and all that, I know.
Yes.
That's what it is, isn't it? Unreasonableness, right? And you want to create that customer situation, pressures and all of that. 9 days, starts at 6 in the morning with a jog, ends at 10 in the night. Sometimes an assignment submission is at 12 a.m. and etc. So we really use state-of-the-art, current Tech Mahindra relevant content, objection handling, CXO pitches, all of that which is relevant to Tech Mahindra is what we use. And we did about almost 30, 40 batches of on average 22 people each. And they went out refreshed, they went out with new scripts, they went out with new tools to be able to do the selling. So I think these are the two things that we did effectively. Yeah.
Sure, sir. So, sir, these programs are very extensive, required a lot of management and also internal selling, right? Because if you are, Tech Mahindra is huge, so many offices across India, we have outside India offices also. To take your message of aim and seal to everyone who is eligible for it must have been a humongous task for you. Do you think if you had support from the marketing team, probably internal or some external marketing tools or companies, you could have gotten better people to join or the ones who are actually more deserving to join these programs?
Yeah, thanks very much. And this is something that I want to mention to the audience here also, is that when you run a program, whether it is a training program or whether it is a workshop, whatever it is, all that I hear from people is, I did sent out so many messages, I sent out so many posters, nobody turns up. Right? Very common, isn't it? And this is where I beg to differ. I say that you are your own marketing. If marketing helps and it happens, well and good. But you cannot blame marketing. It is the greatest example of this is that somebody releases a movie, the movie flops, and you blame the audience. Right? Your movie has to be good. Your message has to be good. Marketing can only pick it up and augment a great message. Right? So yes, we made mistakes initially. We relied on emails and and then we changed over time. Right? We decided that we have to put it on the LCDs in the canteen. We decided that we have to go to every floor and use a megaphone and make an announcement, right? We decided that we had to go into certain apps in the company and put messages there like Free Voice, like My Beat and all of that. We also decided as batches went ahead that the previous batch individuals went and propagated that to their teammates and saying, well, I went through, I got a good this thing. So word of mouth. So many of these things, I think I drove it myself. Now, would a great marketing team come and make an impact? Maybe yes, but not every marketing team will have a Prasoon Joshi, right? Who will be almost like you or better than you to know how to make it happen. People will generally probably be very. So I guess you probably come from a marketing firm. I have not met anybody yet who can be you, who can think for you. I'm willing to learn. So that I shared my experience. I think our marketing team did whatever is possible. Maybe they did whatever we told them to do, but did they come up with creative ideas to say that my task is to bring 700 people, applicants to you, who are the right profile, who are well segmented in this 140,000 people in the company. I don't think anybody did that.
Got it. Yeah. So probably the marketing approach was missing rather than the marketing deliverables.
Correct.
Wherein you'd identify your target audience, target group,
Correct.
and then formulate the strategy, and then is when you shoot out.
Correct.
Here it was just random shooting rather than a batch and blast.
Absolutely,
targeting. Yes. So in your strategy of grooming youngsters, you also must have focused on grooming them around marketing. What do you think? Why is it that marketing acumen is important in a salesperson?
Absolutely. It's a very, very strong point, and my answer will come from a point of view of consultative sales in the IT services space, right? So that's a slant that you have to keep in mind. So when you are in a consultative selling situation, especially when you're overseas, etc., this cannot be done alone.
Yeah.
You require a whole host of participants to align to make the sale happen. So in the case of IT consultative selling, who are these constituents? You will have the customer itself, the prospect itself, but you will have, let's say, an analyst. You will have a consultant. You will have a trade advisor. You will have a OEM partner, right? Like an Oracle, etc. You'll have a local partner in the case of Middle East, for example, 7Cs computer, etc., etc. So all these people you have to align, right? And each have different priorities, different drivers, and how to get them through is your job. Like for example, I'll give you an example that when we were driving a deal in Qatar many years ago, I personally knew the correspondent who wrote in Qatar Doha Times the technology section on page 4 or whatever, right? I used to invite him regularly for our events. I knew, etc., etc. So I could persuade him to plant a story about the various successes Tech Mahindra had in that very space in which the deals we were fighting, right? Now, because of that, did they give the deal to us? You don't see, marketing is not directly relatable, right? But I was able to do those influences. So, as I said in my previous answer, you are your own marketing, right? You have to do. You cannot turn around and say that somebody in head office didn't do it for me. So, to your question, yes, marketing is very important for a salesperson to understand and know in terms of the impact it has, because both below the line and above the line, right? Above the line is, you put your ads like this thing, whatever. Below the line could be so many other things that you do. You'll do a webinar, you'll do an in-company seminar, etc. Isn't it? You'll do mail shots. So all of this you have to be aware of. See, only when you're aware of can you rally. If you're not aware of the thing, so you will not be able to know what is the art of the possible. So therefore, as salespeople, you have to understand marketing, very deeply and know what is the art of the possible.
Got it. In fact, these days there is a particular methodology that goes by the name of SMarketing. SMarketing, wherein sales and marketing work together. Because there is a lot of information that marketing could benefit from salesperson. What is actually selling on the ground? What are things that are your USPs which the marketing team may not know because they have never sold. So once a unison is established between both these teams, the outcome is way better, and you get to see a lot of results in your sales that you're doing.
Wow. Okay.
So over a period of time, even for that matter, we are working with our manufacturing company, US-based MNC, goes by the name of Cadent. They were previously completely offline because they are into pulp and paper manufacturing. So manufacturing, right, generally traditional method they follow. So with Cadent, since it was traditional manufacturing organization, although it's a 100-year MNC with offices in India, France, Africa, and many other places, they did not have digital presence. The moment they moved digital, they also realized that there are so many things that the sales guys are selling and we are not marketing at all because they are not aware of it. So now this S-marketing approach is being adopted, which probably companies like IT in ITES will also benefit. Because marketing people, how much would they know about coding and what skills? Max to max, they get to know कि ये collateral बनाना है, this is the data, and that is what they know.
True. So that if you really look at the traditional MNCs like Coca-Cola or Hindustan Lever or even Asian Paint, Marico, they insisted that people go into sales first and then only get into marketing. So that that empathy is there, right? So it is not very this thing to put good idea to put directly people into product management and all that, right? Without them going it. At least Levers used to do that. Asian Paints, so they do that all the time.
Yes.
Without sales experience, you cannot get into marketing. So you're right. But what is the full form of S or just
sales marketing?
Sales marketing. S marketing is sales marketing. Oh, very nice.
So, sir, you have been in the corporate for 40 years, and a veteran like you is actually pretty famous on LinkedIn. I myself follow you, and people like me also follow you. They actually take inspirations from you. You put a lot of posts and videos on LinkedIn. You have a channel on X as well. What do you think? How much impact does these kind of posts can create in your potential customers, mind, wherein they are inclined towards buying your product rather than maybe buying an Accenture or Siemens product?
Okay, there are many aspects. I hope I remember all the aspects to the answer. So in at least in the way I approach this whole thing is that you have to first give to get, right? And that's the aspect of networking also. So you network with people. In the case of LinkedIn, you're networking with a larger audience. You do it ahead of time.
Yeah.
You do. I mean, have you seen many people? I noticed their LinkedIn profile. Suddenly, somebody will come to you for a recommendation. Suddenly, they're making some changes, and they are looking for a job.
Got it.
Right.
Yeah.
So they are start remembering LinkedIn only when they want a job.
Yeah.
Right. So I think I have used LinkedIn to give of myself, to give of my knowledge, information, etc. The other aspect about all of this social media and everything, um, I have to give you a regular analogy that, as a kid, your parents will, kind of beat you up. Your marks are not good. This is not good. That is not good, etc. Right? You are not getting up in time. Till the uncle says, your daughter is damn good, man. Her marks are,
Yeah.
So they need an uncle to tell. LinkedIn and all these are uncles. You understand?
Yeah.
So he is very good at LinkedIn. He must be good.
Correct.
Right?
Right.
And that's also the same about awards. People are scrambling and getting these awards, the best manager of their lifetime achievement, all of that. Maybe they may be paying for it.
Yeah.
But all of this is external validation to what you already have. So one part I said was you give. Correct. I'm here to give. Correct. Another is happened by chance that he is good in LinkedIn, he must really be good. Right? That is the number two. So the number three, which is not related to these one and two, is that in today's world, a candidate comes for an interview, chances are the interviewer knows 70% about him already. Yeah. Likewise, if somebody is called as a consultant or called for a implementation or whatever it is very easy for the client or the prospect to know a lot about them beforehand. Yes. Through research, if they apply their mind, you use LinkedIn, use whatever else, Quora, etc. You can easily, YouTube, you can easily find out 60% plus about them. So it is not starting from zero. So if you know that your prospect is going to check your various social media profiles, you better do a good job there, no? Correct. Right? You better do a good job there, make the right messaging so that they come with the right disposition into the RFP process, into the meeting process. Yes. So three things about this LinkedIn that I have said. Yeah, I can deduce that you are completely in, towards having a healthy social media account. Correct. Not as an individual also, but as an organization. It's absolutely, yes, absolutely. Yeah. So as an individual, I kind of was doing this, and it is helping me now. See, I've been doing this from 2004, and therefore today I have close to 31,000 followers. Therefore, when I'm moving out of a firm, there are opportunities that come my way.
Correct.
Right? So I have to now pick and choose. And it's not that at this age I want to be, fully occupied. So I can pick and choose, right? I want
Yes.
freedom and flexibility. I want respect and recognition.
Yes.
I'm not chasing money. So I can pick and choose those kinds of assignments.
Yes. So at Tech Mahindra, there is an in-house marketing team, and also there is a marketing team that sells marketing consultancy solutions. That in itself implicates that Tech Mahindra, although it is in IT service solutions, understands the value of marketing for their customers. So even if they are delivering particular solution to them, they know that their customers would require to market it, whatever solution that they are giving. So what is your philosophy about this? What do you think? Why is an IT company also should taking help from either a marketing company or build its own?
Okay, see, Tech Mahindra. So when we build an IT solution for somebody, right? That somebody, that customer is a Ford or a Nissan or a whatever else, Glaxo, GSK, they are using it to give service to their customers.
Yes.
So we have to be able to understand the customer's customer experience.
Yeah.
That's how we decided that. So that's one part. The other part is that we've realized that IT spends are no longer sitting only in the CIO or the CTO tower. Even the marketing people are spending money. Yeah. Even the procurement are spending money on IT.
Yeah.
So 40% of the CIO budget is now sitting with the others. And we felt that the CMO tower is something that we must attack. And that is why Tech Mahindra made acquisitions of companies like Born, BORN, right? Born Group or MadPow. MadPow actually was an advertising agency or bio agency, for example. So all of these were very focused on CX, customer experience, right? So for example, a Born during the pandemic went to all the companies which were brick and mortar and said that I will set up a website for you, a shop online for you. And you don't have to pay anything for it. We will take a percentage of the additional sales that happen because you are anyway very weak there. You're relying on brick and mortar.
Yes.
It's on click to sell. So that's how the marketing unit, which is the CX unit, is a combination of all of this MadPow, Bond, and a few other agencies that we have. That's the focus of that is to lead into the CMO organization and target the IT spend there by talking the CMO language.
Okay.
Right. That's what was the driver.
So, sir, you have started Padi Hai with KG. You proudly wear the T-shirt. Where you shoot small 2-3 minutes videos on social media platform to educate people. What is it and how is it that they can excel in their corporate space. So, and these days, storytelling has become very necessary in our daily life. Like for example, in your talking about you, while we have been speaking all the while, you have been giving analogies, talking about stories, and that is what makes me believe that okay, what you're saying is actually true and correct, and I also understand it easily. So, why is it that you think that storytelling resonates with everyone? One of the reasons that I myself just told now, but since you have experience, you can please share that with us.
I really don't know why it would, but see, these analogies come naturally to me, right? And therefore, it makes it easy to land a concept to someone, right? So, to go back to this Padi Hai, as I said, was it matters to me, right? It is a Hindi phrase that says it matters to me. And I started to use that a long time ago when I was doing selling in the Middle East and Africa region. And my team would always say, hey, you will now, and I would tell them, right? They would come complaining to me saying that this department is not working. Those people are not, the legal people are, being hard on us, finance is being hard on us, etc. And I used to tell them, boss, at the end of the day, Padi tumko hai, right? You have to make the sale happen. So you have to tolerate, rally, motivate all of them to get it going, and it's so be it. Now, again, coming back to another analogy story, right? Now, all of us went through this one. What is it called as pandemic?
Yes.
Lockdown.
Yes.
And in that lockdown, there were three kinds of people, right? One was this person who would get up in the morning, most likely your mother, wife, maybe sisters, got up in the morning and did whatever was required to be done.
Yeah.
Right? They will do mop the floor, buy the vegetables, cut, cook, clean, swap. Another set of people, as me, I was part of that, have to be told what is to be done. Right? Today it's your job to mop the floor. Today it's your job to wash, dry the clothes, fold it, iron, whatever. Correct. And third set of people are there who did nothing. Yeah. Right? Who did nothing. Yeah. So the first is the Padi hai people. Yes. The second is tending to Padi hai with over habit. So you don't want. So you want to be category one. That Padi hai. Padi hai doesn't have to be told. Yeah. He will do. He or she will do in the company because it matters to him. It matters to her.
And they in fact make others also do.
Now, that's the beauty of this, right? So a Padi hai at home typically is your mother and all that. So there'll be a moment in time when that person will say, "Why me all the time? Correct. Why can't he also do?" Yeah. Isn't it? Because in a company, the Padi hai people are only 10% or even lesser. Why me? He is also getting the same increment. Yeah. Right. In fact, I am not getting the increment I deserve. Yes. That's when you'll realize that it's like habit, right? The people who do jogging and running, after the first 5 kilometers, they are in a zone where they are just, you get into a zone with Padi hai. It is an opiate. Yeah. Opiate, it's a drug. Because I am good. I will still do it. And that drug will hopefully overcome this feeling of injustice. Why me all the time? Right? So I think so as I said, I started by doing all of this Padi hai right from the time I was in a sales role. And I said, hey, why don't we extract that and make that into something that is an anthem. Yes. Something that people have to aspire, something that we can instill into people. Now, there was no methodology for that. There was no methodology for that because Padi hai is an agglomeration of so many things, right? Entrepreneurship, can do, right? Collaboration, right? So all of this, an agglomeration of all of this. I think I was successful because, like you said just now, people felt that he is genuine. Yeah. Right? And when you are genuine, when you are in a spirit of giving, people will follow. So I realized over time that this instilling can happen only through inspiration. I will follow this man. Right? It's easy to read a book and make a presentation, which is what many lecturers will do in college. But to be able to inspire, and I don't know a methodology for that, because and therefore one of the problems that I've always had with instilling this Padi hai storytelling is that it is not scalable. It unfortunately has to depend on one person. Correct. So whereas companies want, oh, you created 20 AMers, what does it take to make 400? Yeah. I don't have an answer. I don't have an answer. I didn't have an answer. Then I don't have an answer. But yes, to your point, storytelling makes it relatable, makes it easy to land a concept because people are able to see it from the point of view of something very common. Like I gave the pandemic example just now, right? Okay. And therefore, storytelling is very important. You have to, you can create a structure, you can train yourself. There are a lot of storytelling trainers and sessions and all of that. But you have to know your subject very well. And if you're well read, those ideas will come for you to be able to give those examples as a story. Right.
In fact, in our space also, in the marketing agency space, just making a creative, like for example, Happy Mother's Day, in itself is not considered good. There has to be a story behind it.
Correct.
That's why there are a lot of videos that are launched.
Correct.
Explaining how people are, in their own ways respecting their mother. So storytelling, particularly in marketing, is gaining traction.
Absolutely.
And is very important.
Absolutely. You have to look for the story, otherwise it doesn't land. I mean, you have this example of this little clip about saving water, right? Where they have installed a shower in the middle of a desert.
And people
Tatas
are
और
going and
हिंदुस्तान
drinking.
लीवर, हाँ,
Yeah.
जितने एक शहरी बाबू जितने में
नहाता
नहाता है उतने पूरा गांव
गाँव में
पानी
पानी
पी लेता है. I use that to write to some people in my building to propagate the one bucket bath.
Yeah, yeah.
And I also wrote a little piece to tell them how to have a one bucket bath. Because youngsters, jacuzzi and all that, right? So it lands, but will it change behaviors overnight? I don't know.
Sir, any closing thoughts on how companies can synergize sales and marketing together? How is it that marketing agencies like Kraft Concept can assist those who don't really have the capabilities or time to focus on marketing solutions on their own?
Okay, I spoke about this a little earlier that companies like Unilever or even Asian Paints do not put people directly into marketing. They have to come through the selling route for them to develop the empathy and the understanding when they deal with marketing, when they come into marketing and deal with clients.
Got it.
That is one part of it. Other part of it is that in organizations, again, you should not do the same mistake. You must let salespeople, you mentioned cross-functional, so let salespeople experience a variety of things, right? So, I just read somewhere, again another story, read somewhere about how the curriculum of colleges and schools need to be changed.
Yeah.
And that people should be taught financial literacy, people should be taught stress management, people should be taught cooking. Understand? I can't cook, by the way.
Yeah?
No.
Looks like you can.
No, I cannot. I cannot. I can make great Maggie. So, so unless you know the pain of cooking, you will not be able to understand what, how to manage. Chaila, I'm bringing 10 people home for lunch. Right? You understand?
Yeah,
so you have to have done cooking, you have to have cut vegetables, you have to have washed dishes. So that pain, for example, in a sales situation for IT sales, what does it take to deliver a project? What does it take to put out a bid management? What does it take for after support, trouble tickets, etc., etc., right? How does where does the money come from? What does it what happens if the money doesn't come in the appointed time in 90 days, in 120 days, right?
Yeah.
So pain of finance, legal terms. So all of this, they should have gone through a functional rotation. We try to give them that. Yeah.
I think, in fact, this reminds me your favorite word that you used to use, empathy.
Yeah.
Yeah, where
Yes.
you actually need to have empathy.
Yes. Yes.
Only
yes.
would you have empathy when you have gone through all of these.
Correct. You should have faced it and
Yeah.
okay, this is the reason why he's like that.
Yeah.
Because nobody, and I again say this, that nobody has in their task list an item that says give trouble to Krishna Gopal.
Yeah.
Right? They have many other things to do.
Yeah.
Right? They are giving you are experiencing the trouble, so-called trouble, because he has a certain agenda to achieve, and you have not understood that. Therefore, you are only focused here, but he has a problem. So this cross-functional rotation is very important. I'm giving only a sales as an example. Right? There is delivery, there is bid management, there is legal, there is finance.
Yeah.
All of this, if you have experience, then your ability to to work better there. Now, since your question is largely about marketing and sales, I think marketing people should have gone through sales, understood the pain of that, understood objections, understood, rather than get into ivory tower and all of that. To your question on how the firm Kraft, right, can help. So I think you have to bring in people who can connect with business. So you need to, not focus as much on marketing as on business.
Yeah.
Like what Tech Mahindra is doing with the Bond group and all that. That we understand your business, We understand what it takes to enhance the experience of your customers.
Yes.
And therefore, we can come and help you to enhance that experience or to generate more revenue.
Yeah.
Rather than come and say, we'll do social media with you, or we'll do write-ups for you, or we'll do blogs for your senior management and all that.
Yeah.
That's a task. It'll ultimately come to that. But you start by looking at the larger picture, by populating your team with people who can discuss the larger picture and say, is there an opportunity for writing a blog?
Yeah.
That's down the line. Right. That's what I would say as my final words. Thank you very much, audience, for being here today. I'm sure not many questions came from there, but if there are any questions, do let me know. I'll answer it offline.
Sure. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time.